Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we are doing a fall inspired look and I really love how it turned out. I honestly feel like a vampire in this top and my choker and all of this makeup on. So if y'all want to feel like a vampire, keep watching this video and you'll learn how to. I'm just kidding, but really, I hope y'all keep watching this video, see how I did this look. I think it's super pretty and something super fun to wear for fall. I know we like to pull out the golds and the purples and the dark berry lips, so that's what I did today. It's super fun. I loved it. Something a little bit different and a little bit more glam than I usually do. But if you want to keep learning how I do this look, then just keep watching and I'll take you step by step through it. Alright, we are ready to get this fall look started. I'm going to start with the eyes just because we are going to use a lot of dark colors and I'm not really sure how this eye look is going to turn out quite yet. So just in case of any fallout or anything like that, we're going to start with the eyes first and then clean it up after. So first things first, I'm just going to prime my eyes just using a concealer and then I'm going to set it with a translucent powder. I've always concealed my eyes like this. This will just kind of cancel out any veins. I have really veiny eyelids, so this will just kind of even out everything on my lid and give it a blank slate for all the eyeshadow. And then I'm just going to set that with a little bit of translucent powder. This is just the Makeup Forever one. It looks like this. Just going to grab a brush and set it. So this will just give the eyelid base and give the eyeshadow a little bit of something to stick on. Alright, so let's get this eye look started. The first color I'm going to grab is in the Anastasia Beverly Hills palette. I'm going to grab this shade right here called Sherbert. And this does have a little bit of shimmer in it, but honestly, by the end of the eye look, you're not even going to be able to see this color. So this is just going to help with the blending process. So I'm just going to grab a flat shader brush. This is the Morphe M433. Just grab a little bit of that and focus this on the outer part of my crease. So I think I am going to do a little bit of a cut crease kind of fall vampy look today. So we're going to try to keep this in the crease and not bring anything too far down into the eyelid. And I'm looking down here because there is a mirror right here. Y'all know the drill by now. So just find that socket of the crease right where that brow bone meets your eyeball basically, and we're just going to push that color right in there, and I always like to drag a little bit of my shadow outward. So just kind of getting that base down a little bit for where all the other color is going to go. Alright, so after that I'm going to go in with a shade a little bit darker. This is from Galactic Beauty. This is the shadow Skin, and this is what it looks like right here. It's just a pretty warm tone brown. It will be good for a lot of skin tones just as a transition color. So we're going to go a little bit deeper, layer on top of that color. I'm just going to use the small tapered blending brush from Sigma. This is the E45, and we're just going to push that even deeper into the crease of the eye. And then just slowly start building that. And it's okay if it tends to get a little bit messy or you feel like it's coming too far down onto the lid, because we will go in with a different color and clean that all up at the end. But just try to stay as precise as you can. Alright, so next we're going to go in with our lid color. And for this, I'm going to grab some of my MAC Fix Plus. This is just going to help to give it an extra pop on the lid. So I'm going to go in, this is just the Too Faced Natural Eye Palette. I'm going to go in with this gold shade right in here. There's nothing in particular about this gold, so you can use any gold from any palette. That will do just fine. And I'm just going to grab a flat shader brush. This is the MAC 242 brush, and apply that all over my lid. And we're going to keep it nice and precise, and I'll show you what I mean by that. So I'm just going to spray a couple of spritzes on the brush. Go in with this gold color. This will just give it a more metallic effect, and start putting that on my lid. So we are not going to go anywhere above the crease. You want to keep it nice and low. This is also going to create a little bit of that cleanup that we want for our crease. So any fallout or anything that's come a little bit past the crease, we'll use this to kind of clean it up and make it nice and cut. And just do that same exact thing on the other eye. Alright, so once you have that gold shade all over the lid and kind of cleaning up that crease color a little bit, we're going to let that dry, but we're going to go even deeper this next time and go into Fudge from that same Anastasia Beverly Hills palette, the one we started with. This shade right here is just this warm chocolatey brown color right here. Has a little bit of a red tone to it, and we're just going to deepen up that crease color, just keeping it nice and precise. So I'm just going to go in with this crease brush. It's kind of a dome-shaped brush. It kind of tapers off at the end. That's kind of the brushes that you want to stay with because it's a little bit more precise. You don't want something that's super big and for blending. That's just going to kind of create a messy crease area, and we don't want that. So we're going to go in with that hot chocolate shade. And I think I said fudge before, but it's called hot chocolate. And dip our brush into that and put that deep into our crease. I always start with just a little bit. You can always layer. It's better to go with less, and then you can always add more. So going a little bit deeper into the crease. Continuing to make it darker and darker, and I'm focusing mainly on the product, or when I first dip my brush into the product, focusing it mainly on the outer corner of that eye, and then as I plant that product down, then kind of pushing it toward the inner corner once I don't have as much product on the brush. So kind of just blending it out like that. Alright, so now we're going to go into our darkest shade once we have that all set in place. And we're going to go into the black shade of the palette. This does have a little bit of like purple shimmer in there, so I think it's kind of cool. You won't really be able to tell once we're all done, but I'll just add a little bit more something. But this is called Spirit Rock. This is from the Anastasia Beverly Hills palette as well. We're going to go in that shade right there. And I'm first going to go in with the Morphe M432. This is just a flat shader brush just to kind of set down the product where I want to, because this is going to be nice and precise. This is what's kind of going to cut that lid. And then blending it out with just an e.l.f. shadow, just a C brush. So nothing fancy or anything, just to kind of blend it out. So taking my brush in the shade and then going to press that into the lid. You want to keep this as precise as you can. This is what's going to really show off that cut crease. And just going to take that C brush and just kind of blend out the top of that shadow with no extra product. I'm going to go in with an eyeliner brush and just kind of deepen up that black line. Just do that exact same thing on the other eye. Alright, so once both eyes are even and at the desired pigment for the black, we're going to go ahead and finish up the look, and I'm going to go ahead and add an extra little pop on the lid. I'm going to go in with Makeup Forever's loose pigment in the shade Afterglow. This is beautiful, and this is just going to add that extra pop in the center of the lid. I'm going to grab that same brush that we used for the gold and spray it with Fix Plus one more time. And then just grab my brush in the pigment and put that all in the lid. This is going to be our last little cleanup process. Adding that extra little pop and doing that on the other eye as well. Okay, so finally to finish off this eyeshadow look, I'm just going to go in with the shade Treasure. This is just a kind of a white sparkle eyeshadow. We're just going to put that on the brow bone and in the corner of the eyes. I'm going to save the inner corner of the eyes for when we're done with the whole entire face, because it'll just get covered up when I do my foundation and stuff. But I'm going to go ahead and finish off the eyes now, and then we'll move on to the face. So for eyeliner, I'm just going to keep it simple since the eyes are kind of taking over the show right now. I'm going to go in, here it is, with the Urban Decay 24/7 eyeliner in Demolition. This is basically just a dark brown. I'm just going to tightline my lashes really close to my lash line and then put it on my waterline as well. So now I'm going to apply a little bit of mascara and put lashes on. I promise I will do a video all about applying lashes soon, but I'm just going to go ahead and do them off camera for now. But the lashes I am going to be using are the Prima Lashes in the shade XOX. And I'll be back. Okay, so lashes and top of the eyes are complete. I'm going to go ahead and start the face, and then we'll finish up the lower lash line and the bottom mascara and the whole completed look after we finish the face. So my face is moisturized. We're going to go ahead and prime to get a base down for my foundation. This is the Makeup Forever Mattifying Primer, Step 1. It looks like this. I love this stuff. It really helps keep me matte. So I'm just going to press that into my skin. Help conceal all the pores. And now this is a little trick that I like to do. The foundation that I'm going to use today kind of grabs to dry areas of the face. So I like to go in with a setting spray first to kind of help moisturize and get my skin a little bit wet almost, and then I'll go in with my foundation. That will just amplify the priming process. Alright, so now we are ready for foundation. So the foundation that I'm using today is the Smashbox Studio Skin 15-Hour Wear Foundation. I truly do love this stuff. It stays forever. So I'm just going to take one pump of that and do the one half of my face. So just to let y'all know, this foundation will appear like 5 million shades darker than my actual face. As you can see, my face is a lot lighter than my neck. That's because I do self-tan. And if y'all want me to do a video on that, I totally will. But I'm just using this color to help match my face to my neck. You kind of have to work fast with this foundation, but I love it because it stays. And with my skin, it's really hard to find something that stays, but also kind of helps you keep looking a little bit dewy, not just like completely matte and lifeless. So my goal for my skin today is, even though it's a fall look, I want to still kind of keep it nice and warm. I want it really dewy and glowy, so that is what we're going for today. So for concealer, I'm going to use two. This is unnecessary, but the one that I love the most is a little bit dark, or it matches my skin tone, but I want it to be a little bit more highlighted. I'm going in with the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer. This is in the shade Medium. It looks like this. I'm just gonna put that right under my eyes. This is like the most full coverage concealer ever, but I love it. Like that. And then I'm gonna take the Naked concealer and highlight the center of my face, just because this is a little bit lighter. A lot bit lighter. And this is kind of where I want to highlight the face, and then I'm also going to be doing 1 or 2 stripes of that on my under eyes. And then with that same beauty blender, just blend it out. I'm going to go ahead and set my under eye area with that same powder that I used to set my eyes from before, the Makeup Forever HD. I'm just using the Morphe M43A brush. I'm going to go in with the Tre'Stique Cream Highlight, and I'm just going to go right on my cheekbones. A little bit above my eyebrows. So it's just going to help keep that creamy glow, and then just blend it out with that beauty blender. Okay. Now we can set the rest of our face just with that same powder. I'm just going to go in and set my chin, my nose, and my forehead right here. And then for the rest of my face, I'm going to add some color to it. I'm going to go in with the MAC Mineralized Skin Finish in the shade Medium Golden right here. Just with a huge brush, just do the rest of my face with this powder. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and fill in my brows really quick. I do have a brow routine. In case y'all want to see how I do my brows, I will link that video down below. But I'm going to go off camera and do my brows so I don't bore y'all with that, and be back. Okay, brows are on and we are getting there. We are almost there, you guys. Alright, let's warm up the face. This is my favorite part. We are going to go in with, we'll go in with this bronzer. Let's see. I honestly don't, oh, Rimmel, okay. This is the Rimmel bronzer. This is like the whole thing is so like used. This is the Rimmel bronzer in Sun Love. I love this bronzer because it's so easy to blend. It's from the drugstore, so I mean, what gets better than that? I'm just going to use a little Revlon brush to get right in my cheekbones. And we're going to warm up the face. So again, I want to keep it really bronzy, really warm. We're really going to make this kind of a summer look, but not really, for fall. The summer skin. I'm going to make it summer skin. You can always clean up the edges later, but really just focus on more of just bronzing, just kind of putting it everywhere, just getting the face nice and warm. I'm going to go ahead and clean that up just a little bit underneath so we can go ahead and move on. I'm going to grab just this Jane Iredale powder and a fluffy brush and just kind of clean up the edges. I'm going to go one step further here. I'm going to go in with the Carly Bible palette and this bronze overlay right here. Just got that all over my finger. And I'm just going to take it very, very lightly and overlay that on top of the bronzer that we already have. This is going to add a little bit of shimmer. And again, I'm going to take a very, very tiny amount just because this can get really messy really quick. Super tiny amount and just overlay that. So it just gives it that shimmer. Okay, so we'll go ahead and move on to blush. I'm going to use this NYX blush in the shade Chiffon. It's kind of a little bit of a purpley blush, which is why I really like it for fall, and I use it a ton during this time of year. I'm going to take the Morphe E4 brush. This is just an angled blush brush. Tap that in there and go over my cheekbones. I like to focus this on the back of my cheekbones as well, so not just focusing it right on the apples on my cheeks, but kind of pulling it back as well, just because I feel like it brings out your cheekbones just a little bit more, makes them a little bit more prominent. Okay, and last but not least for the face, we gotta highlight and get all of the glow going, so I'm gonna use Becca's Champagne Pop. Of course, it's beautiful right here. And then grabbing my highlighter brush, this is the Morphe M501, and just highlighting those cheekbones. And a little bit down my nose. And on my cupid's bow. The face is almost done. Alright guys, the last couple of steps are here. We're going to go ahead and finish the under eye area, or the lower lash line. So I'm going to go back in with that Anastasia Beverly Hills palette right here. We're going to go in with that dark shade called Hot Chocolate one more time and that flat definer brush. And just line that lower lash line. I'm kind of just dragging it out just a little bit right here, just elongating that line. So I'm just going to grab a fluffy brush and then going in with that sherbet color, the very first color that we used right here, and just blending that out. So to kind of bring everything back to life, kind of lighten it up, I feel like my eyes are kind of falling back into the darkness of the shadows. I'm going to take a white eyeliner, this is from NYX, and just line my waterline. Alright, now just adding some mascara on the bottom lashes. We are almost there. Alright guys, and last but not least is the lips. So for lips, I'm going to go into the 24/7 Urban Decay eyeliner pencil in the shade Venom and just line my lips. Of course, we have to go in for a dark berry shade for fall. And we're done. I'm just kidding. So to go on top of that, I'm going in with the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Matte Lip Gloss. This is in the shade 310 Forbidden Kiss. And we're gonna fill our lips in with that. Actually want this lip to be a little bit darker than this, so I'm going to go in with this Merle Norman lipstick in the shade Blackberry and just focus this on the outer portions of the lip. We are done, guys. Let's just go ahead and set that entire face, and then I'll let you get a closer look at this look. So that is basically the finished look. I hope y'all enjoyed. As usual, this is something a little bit different for me and definitely glam, and I feel fall AF. Honestly, I had so much fun creating this look for you. I wanted to do a fall look, but honestly, something a little bit different along the lines of a fall look. I know there are so many different fall looks out there, so I want to do a little bit of a cut crease, do something a little bit different for you guys. So hopefully y'all enjoyed and liked watching the video. As always, I hope y'all try this out, and if y'all do, tag me. As always, also, I will link all the products and all the brushes and everything that I used down below, as well as my eyebrow video, as I mentioned before. But thank you so much for watching, and come back next week. I don't know what I'll be doing, but I know it will be fun and we'll have a good time. So come back, and yeah. Anyways, I'm done talking. I hope y'all enjoyed, and I will see y'all back next week. Bye. Feeling really fallish. The small small tater. So that will just amplify. Just breathed it in. We're going all out today. And we are done.